Alright. The little ones seem to be coming out pretty easy. Just in there, in this little slot, so you're looking like that. And just press down on one of the other tabs that make up the switch. Preferably not on. Yeah, this should have been fine. I just didn't get the right leverage here. And of course now it's not cooperating quite as nice. There we go. There's that. Oops. There. Traction control is being a little bit of a pain in the butt, but you get the general idea of how it comes apart. This should be the same way, and then the lighted ring should be the same thing there. Excuse me. For this one, once you get your faceplate off, again, the hazard light does the same as the one I just same as this one. These chrome rings on this come out real easy. There's just 3 little tabs on the back. You can push these out with your finger. So now when you want to go to put this all back together, the little chrome pieces do actually have numbers on them, or you should be able to figure out that 2 of them are the same, 1 of them is different. And then you can obviously figure out which one goes where. Get that other piece out of here. Okay. So then it is keyed, so they can only go in one way. It is possible to get these out with the switches still in there. It's just more difficult. So you can at least take one switch out and then you can get it out of there. And the reason it's more difficult is, as you can see, be careful when you're putting the switch back in, because there are channels in the housing that it needs to slide in correctly for it to function the way it's supposed to. There we go. So slides it in. Once you know you're in the right way, press it and it should go all the way in. You can hold on to your little tabs back here with a finger pressure to make sure that it slides easily, because there is little to no actual spring tension on any of the corresponding buttons on the circuit board to press these back out. So if they're tighter than usual, your button probably isn't going to work correctly. Now, to my other previous point, the reason you can't get these out real easy past the buttons is because they're not quite the same shape all the way down. It can be done. I did do it, but it's easier if you just get the button out and those just slide in and you heard the little click. So rear, front, holders on the left, there, heating is on the right. Okay, there we go. Okay. This goes, excuse the phone call. Okay, those are all back in. This goes back in the same way you took it out. The reverse of how you took it out, actually. Should just snap right in like that. main piece. Your chrome piece is keyed again, so the little extra bump goes down at the bottom, and that just slides in there. And then this is back together. Go to set this back on your housing, clip in there, clip in there. See, the hazard button is hard to press. A little bit more and it'll actually slide over that switch like it's supposed to. Go ahead and put your screws back in. Guess I could actually, let me do one thing here real quick. Just for those who are curious what actually lights this up. The LEDs are actually these little pieces right there, and that, I don't know if you can really see it in here, but straight, this is the button that activates the browse scroll. This little white box to the right of that is the LED that lights that up. So for those of you who are thinking about trying to change the LEDs on this to change the way these light up, good luck. I'm not about to try it myself because, again, you know, that's an LED right in there. That's another one there, 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 there. So just food for thought for those of you who are more adventurous than I am on lighting up, on changing the lighting of your faceplate. So again, this little here will slide, will need to slide in, hopefully that comes out well, in this little area here. That's why that there's a little tension here, because it's pushing up this out. So you put this on. Make sure both sides click into place. And again, hazard button doesn't work. Press it a little bit and it works fine now. And all your other buttons should return. Obviously, this is a good way to test to make sure everything still functions after you've done whatever modifying to this that you were going to do. If something stays in and doesn't come back out, you're going to have to figure out why. So put your screws back in. Okay. Once you've got all your screws back in, everything's tight, you can go ahead and put our knobs back on. Again, these three, right in between each one of these two, each pair of these, are the grooves that you're going to want to match up to the corresponding grooves. I don't know if you can see that because my preview's not working well right now. Into the corresponding grooves that are in the housing in that circuit board. If it's not right, if you don't get those lined up quite right, your button, your knob, well, for example, we'll go ahead and I'll put it in wrong. It doesn't spin correctly and it's really easy to pull back out. So, if we get it in the right way, the detents are noticeable and it's not as easy to pull out. So, and again, you can put all of these in first, so take your time, make sure you got everything lined up. and you can feel and hear your detents. Okay, and then your buttons just go in until they press, until they stop. Just oops. Okay. Unless they want to run away from you so that you don't have to go back in. And there you go, you're all back together again. Go hook your cable back up in the car, push this back in, and you know, if you took that cubby off, put that back on, and you're done. So hopefully that makes sense. This is my first video, so I hope I did it right and everything comes up correctly. So happy modding.